Greetings. So last time I left off, I was telling you about that fire truck, all those cars piled up. Um, the thing I want to again communicate out to you all, I have a choice. I have a choice in telling you all of this, exposing my pain. Um, Exposing this trauma. And I want to do that. I want to do it so badly that I'm actively doing something about it. So there's something bigger than myself that I'm striving toward. But in exposing it, I'm also pulling it out into the light. It doesn't cure my pain. It doesn't cure my trauma. But it gives me strength, and it gives me hope that if someone is going down a path, and I've talked about this before, and there's a pothole that is going to ruin your tire, mess up your alignment, things like that, and you know this individual is coming down that same street, and you call them, hey, look, be in the left lane instead of the right lane when you go down this particular road because there's this nasty potholes like unavoidable. You can help that individual. Hope comes in various forms. You can also help that individual by, hey, look, I went through that pothole. I wasn't able to help you not go through it. I didn't communicate with you in time, but here's the mechanic that I went through that is trusted and was quickly able to realign my steering, and then I was able to find a deal on a wheel, and then a deal on a new a tire, and I was set and good to go. It stinks, but here's a path that you can take after the action. I tend to get lost in all of this as well, as as someone with trauma will, because the walls will come caving in on you. As much as surely as I can stand in front of the dragon, sword and shield in hand, I am bested at times. These small vignettes are taxing, but then I can make it to work and have a simple interaction. Someone caught me the other day, yesterday, and he told me about another person who helped me on my journey with the VA, and he's like, yeah, I have this going on. He's like, I'm like, I do too. He's like, there's no way in the world you're always so upbeat, you're always so positive, you're always so happy. And I'm like, no, I'm like, I deal with a lot of darkness. A lot of darkness. He's like, well, you hide it well because I'd never know it. And I'm like, I'm just like you. I'm just like everybody else. Maybe just a little bit of a better tan, but that's about it. So I have a choice in making these videos, and I want to do it. I want to do it because I hate, and I procrastinated for a very long time on getting to this point. So I'll give you a small insight into what was going on. We would walk, we would drive to the subway, get on the subway, go into, I don't know exactly where we came out of, and then we walked the rest of the way. But on the trips back to Chris's house in Massapequa, they had this huge, elaborate memorial set up in the middle of Times Square. All these candles, it's like vigil. A lot of Muslim people there, and Islam is not. I just remember, Islam is not the enemy, and very much sorrowful and very a heavy place where you could come and pay tribute to the tragedy which was at hand. And we walked past while looking, candles burning, and we would get on the train, and Chris was filled with so much hate. All three of us were. We just wanted revenge for the people who did this. Because after seeing what we saw, now I want to go decimate somebody else. I want someone else to pay. I need someone else to pay. So that was something that was very difficult to come to grips with when I got older. Learning how your vision of humanity changed and how that affected you, how that humbles you, how that hurts, and knowing that your morality can change quickly based on circumstances. And learning how to forgive yourself for seeking that revenge, wanting to seek that revenge, having hate toward a whole race of people. Imagine that, and how wrong it is. But being placed in a certain situation will do that to you. So you have to forgive yourself. You have to forgive in a big circle. And you need to find it in your heart to move forward and be accepting. It took me a long time for that one. A very long time. The mistrust I had in a whole race of people was asinine. Because in hindsight, I've been on the receiving end of that. Still am today. And I hate it. But damn if I wasn't doing it. So I had to change. And that's the beauty of this whole thing. These things aren't terminal. You can change at any time. You just need to want to enough to do something about it. And be convicted enough to have that morning meeting and say, don't like what I see. I don't like what I see enough to now let's change this behavior. And have marketed points in your change to say, okay, this isn't working. I don't see the change I'm looking for. And go back to the drawing board and try again. And keep trying until you get through, until you make that breakthrough for yourself, because you are worth it. You have always been worth it. And once that belief starts to germinate within inside of you, that light comes and life becomes sweeter in spite of a horrible tragedy. It may not never be the same, but again, hope comes in different ways. I love you all. I challenge you to be the reason someone smiles today, and please enjoy this beautiful day.